Oh, snap, ladies, gentlemen, and all friends besides. Hello! I'm Tessellating Hexagons, and this is a game from a franchise that I have spent quite a while playing on this channel. This is Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon, and, well, it's become a yearly tradition. 2 years ago I played the first game, 1 year ago I played the second game, and now I'm gonna play the third game, and then once I beat this, I'm going to stop. Like, I'm not gonna do Enter the Dragonfly. I am not about that life. Now, similar story to, well, this time last year, I do own an original copy of the game. And of course, I live in the UK. I have the European version. You'll notice I'm playing the American version, which doesn't have the language option at the start because, well, I'm playing this on the PS3. I got the, I downloaded it from the PlayStation Network store, and so that's what I'm playing now because it's easier to record, and also I don't know if the disc is damaged because, bearing in mind the last time I played a Spyro game on this channel off a disc, the audio cut out halfway through the opening cutscene. Yeah, I think it's safe to say it's probably more logical for me to just play the PlayStation 3 version. So that being the case, we shall pick our file. You get to pick an icon. Who should I go with? Who indeed? I mean, this should give you an indication of what to expect in the game. Moneybags is still here, but we'll just go with classic Spyro. And that being the case, let's let our new, exciting, fresh third journey begin.
We managed to capture the eggs, Your Highness. Every last one.
Excellent. Maybe you will amount to something after all. Now, go guard the tunnels. Stop anyone from coming through.
Where are the eggs?
The holes came out on the other side of the Dragon Worlds. We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world?
The Forgotten Worlds. Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes.
Yeah, come on, let's go!
Find the eggs and bring them back, Spyro. You're our only chance.
You got it!
And so, here we begin. I think this is the only time you see a thing that says the adventure begins at the top of the screen. Usually it's the adventure continues. Well, either way, here we are. There goes Hunter. And, well, I was trying to use the right analog stick on the PlayStation 3 controller to turn the camera. You can't do that because analog sticks didn't exist when this game first happened. This is a PlayStation 1 game. I am a fool. Anyway, we're here in Sunrise Springs, the first main homeworld of the game. We've got all these goddamn collectibles. It's a fantastic time. Everything's the same as in the previous game, and in fact, this game picks up where the last one left off because we still have the head bash, we still have the climb. I don't know if there are any climbable surfaces in this game, actually. Oh wait, no, yeah, there are. I'm a derp. Yeah, there are climbable surfaces. You can swim, and in fact, this was the first Spyro... Well, okay. This was the first 3D Spyro game I played. I think my first one was Season of Ice, and that was a mistake starting there, but that's a story for another time, if indeed ever. Our collectibles this time are just gems and dragon eggs, and that's it, and also here is Zoe, hello friend.
Hi, Spyro. To look left or right, press the L2 or R2 buttons. To quickly center the camera behind you, press the L1 or R1 button. You can look all around by holding the triangle button down.
Evidently I need this, but yes. I don't know if this was in the previous game, I don't remember, because this whole time I've been playing based on muscle memory, but yeah. We have L targeting. Also, main collectible, eggs. They're dragon eggs that hatch, and they all have names, and they are fucking adorable. And the thought occurs that this is probably the only time I will ever... I keep reflexively touching the second analog stick to try and move the camera. This will be the only time that this Let's Play will ever be relevant, because once this Let's Play finishes, the Reignited Trilogy will be released, so we'll have the HD version to play instead, so enjoy this while it lasts. Also, single rainbow!
So, you're the one in charge of rescuing the eggs, huh? How sad. Look here, Dragon. If you know what's good for you, you'll turn around and crawl back up that hole you came through. Those eggs belong to us now, and I've hidden them in places you'll never find in 1,000 years. Besides, even if you could find an egg, our expertly trained armies will dispose of you and take it back. Do I make myself clear? If I find you here again, I am going to be very angry. And you won't like me when I'm angry.
Bitch! I like the thing my voice just did then, but yeah. Here's our first main level, Sunny Villa. Not doing it. For a number of reasons. Like, I did give due consideration to how this Let's Play is going to work, because for once, I'm not... Well, okay. I would say I'm not doing one of my famous amnesia runs. Okay, I haven't played this game in a very long time, and yet it feels like coming home. So, the point is, I know enough about this game. We'll deal with that in a moment. I know enough about this game to know exactly what I'm doing without having to... whatever. So I have some plans, and that was one of them. That was a consideration I bore in mind.
Yo, Spyro, I just found one of those portal thingamajigs that leads to a different world, but you'll have to glide to get across to it. Press the X button to jump, then press the X button again while you're in the air to glide. Just follow me.
You might also notice there's been a bit of a shake-up in the voice acting department. Child me didn't notice across playing the 3 games. As I said, this was my first 3D Spyro game, and then I think the first game was my second, and the second one was my... Hunter. I went that way on purpose to collect some collectibles. Don't judge me, I'm personally offended. So, it did feel like a bit of a downgrade going from this to the second game where you don't have as many abilities, or the first game where you don't hover, you just drop. Less of your judgment, sir. Less of your judgment, sir.
To get the best glide, press the X button at the very top of your jump.
Although I admit, this did take me some practice as a child. Now, through that portal. Ooh, that's a portal.
I saw something shiny in that cave over there. Let's go check it out. You can get there by hovering. To hover, just press the triangle button at the end of your glide.
So, yeah, that's another thing. I never picked up on the subtle changes in voice acting, but Hunter, like, coming back at this now that I'm an adult, also Cloud Spires, we'll be going there at some point. That is, in my mind, canonically level 2, Sunny Villa is level 1. Cloud Spires is my favourite level in this game, but it doesn't peak early just because.
Oh, I almost forgot. I found this egg.
Well done. Would you like a medal? But yeah, Hunter doesn't seem quite as abrasive to listen to as he does in the previous game, which is nice. Even Spyro got a different voice actor, and you could have told me, I think it's Tom Kenny, used to be Carlos Salazraki, I think?
There's definitely something shiny at the bottom of this hole. I was about to jump down there, but I think I hear running water, and I hate to get wet. It's a cat thing.
Life motto right there, it's a cat thing. Can relate, except... Actually, I haven't been swimming in years. Well, because this game's a massive nostalgia trip for me, clearly that's a sign I should swim sometime soon.
This is a Superfly Powerup, Spyro. Whenever you walk through any power-up that looks like this one, it will allow you to fly for a while.
Yeah, we have power-ups in the homeworld. Now, I don't know if there's... one. I don't think there's one in every level. There was in Gateway to Glimmer, or Ripto's Rage if you want the American name. And can I get... No, Spyro, why did you automatically stop in the air? Okay, I didn't know that happened, but... Thing is, you need to go a bit further than this egg to truly maximize your Sunrise Springs experience. Also, I'm not sure if it's Sunrise Spring or Springs with a plural. It's been that long and I never paid attention to that level of detail. Also, just random thing that I'll note here and now. Look at how much simpler the pause menu is. Also, we have an atlas now rather than a guidebook, and because in this game it's called an atlas, and in Season of Ice and Season of Flame it's called an atlas, I was rather thrown out by the second game calling it a guidebook. And also, I have so many anecdotes about this game. One of which is, I believe, the first time I played it, it may have been on a pirated disc at a friend's house? I know I was definitely, like, I've experienced at least some of these games, I forget exactly what. Like, at a friend's house as a child, of course I was very young, I was but a young bab. And this game does have some spectacular anti-piracy measures. But, for some reason, that particular one, like, that pirated version of the game, all it did was... Cloud Spires, the portal, would just crash the game, and you wouldn't be able to get any further because you wouldn't be able to collect, like, enough collectibles to move on. And yet, like, this game has some really creepy anti-piracy measures. Like, if the game detects that you're playing a pirated version, like, Zoe will appear, like, in this clump of trees, or elsewhere, and say, "Hey, Spyro, I think you may be playing a pirated version of this game." It's just creepy. Like, the game goes full creepypasta, and it's glorious. But I've never experienced that personally. I've only ever looked it up online, and that would scare the shit out of my child self. Well, I don't know. I like creepy shit like that. Like, I'm a fan of Black Mirror. Also, we have a mysterious-looking friend.
I'm late for a dinner party at the Tiki Lodge, and the portal to my home just stopped working. Maybe the portal will reactivate after a few more dragons hatch.
Yeah, that's kind of how portals work. We have locked portals. We kind of had that in the previous game with the portals that, like, Moneybags was keeping closed because pay him, or the occasional one that needed orbs. But in this one, almost every portal, well, I would say almost every, a lot of the portals in this game are locked behind egg requirements. Of course, I intend to 117% this game. That'll become clear in due course. So we won't be seeing many locked portals, so I intend to do a rather Chugga-Conroy-ish thing of looking ahead and letting you know what the requirements are for each level as we come upon them. Do not cry, friend, you adorable child, I have saved you. Cry no more, feeling all alone and insecure. You have been going through the stages, now it's time to turn the pages. Zoe over there will introduce you to the concept of passive and active cameras. We had Hunter do that in the previous game. And Hunter again.
I see an egg at the bottom of this lake. I would go get it, but I don't want to get my fur all wet. Maybe you could get it. You can dive underwater by pressing the square button when you're on the surface, and charge underwater by holding down the square button.
You can't throw the butt casually, to quote, let's say Vanessa Feltz, Vietnamese crystal. So, one thing that never bothered me as a child, and I'm only thinking about it now, but because of the original Spyro games, and in fact, more pirated game memories, I remember playing, it was definitely at the same friend's house, a pirated version of the second game, and again, it would crash if you tried to go into any level other than Glimmer, so you wouldn't be able to get together enough gems to learn how to swim, so you wouldn't be able to progress through the game. So that was fun. But of course I own the games legitimately myself because I played them at a friend's house like, oh, I enjoy these games, father, buy them for me, and so I did. And now I have memories, and we have another egg. But yeah, something that, because I played Gateway to Glimmer, or Ripto's Rage, last of the original trilogy, like, Avalar feels like the most foreign Spyro world to me. Also, we have another portal. Portals, by the way, in case you haven't picked up on it, they look unique. I love this as a feature. My thoughts are everywhere.
Here I was, about to go for a nice swim at Shell Beach, and my portal just disappeared right in front of me. If you go find some more of those dragon eggs, I bet this portal will turn on again.
I've always thought that the seals have really cute voices also. I know at some point in this game, or is it this game? I know at some point in the series, characters start reacting to if you flame them or charge them. Okay, so Avalar feels like the most foreign world to me, and I never questioned until now. Hunter is in this game, but Elora isn't. And yeah, I have no further words to say on that. And okay, we've seen two portals that are open, and now we've seen two that are closed with friends outside them, and they are actual friends, not people I intend to kill, because you know how I refer to people as friends. And here's a mysterious portal that just doesn't have any... No one's waiting outside it. No one's trapped outside the homeworld. So that should clue you into the fact that this portal is something a bit different. And we'll come back to that when we have 20 eggs. Now, as a child, I wasn't spectacular. Also, there's a spark sign. I wonder what that could mean. Well, let's have a closer look. We'll come back here later. When is later? Wait and see. There's also this room. There's a balloon, a hot air balloon stuck to the ceiling. And I'm sure you're no fool. You can tell this is a very end of hub worldy kind of room. So we'll come back to this. But okay, I've completely lost my train of thought now. I just love how all the portals, they all look unique, and there's just everything. I love so many everything about this game. Hunter is in 2 places at once. That's completely fine. But here's another thing. Like, the first game was about the raw Spyro experience. The second one was about, like, character-driven world-building storytelling. Here's the thing with this game. Friends.
Spyro! My, how funny to see you here. Why, I haven't seen you since we defeated Ripto in Avalar. Well, my business went into a slump after you left, so I came here and struck up a nice deal with the local sorceress. Lovely woman she is. Seems to be very fond of dragons, too.
I, bitch.
I'm getting paid a fortune to keep Sheila the kangaroo locked up. The pesky animal must have been causing a lot of trouble for that poor sorceress. I suppose I could accidentally let the kangaroo escape if you were to pay me, say, a small fee.
And once again, because I played Season of Ice and Season of Flame before this, it didn't occur to me that this is when Sheila was introduced, and there are other animal buddies to discover later down the line as well. And this costs 300 gems, which if you get every gem in Sunrise Springs, you're completely fine. So sure, free her.
Ah, Spyro, I love your sweet naivete. Your kind-hearted nature might be your downfall someday, but for the time being, it's making me rich.
Rude, child. Also prepare for the worst Australian accent you've never heard.
I hope you appreciate this favor I'm doing in letting you out.
That's good of you, mate. No hard feelings, eh?
Right. After all, I'm just doing my job.
I reckon you'd be one of them dragons then.
Yeah, name's Spyro.
Never thought I'd see one. You dragons used to rule this entire world, you know. Then all of a sudden you left. Poof.
Dragons used to live here?
Didn't you know? They say it was over 1,000 years ago, I think.
And they just left?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, after they left, all the magic in the world just sort of went with them. I mean, they say this world used to have magic coming out the wazoo. Flying ships, singing forests, wishing stones, you name it. But when the dragons left, it all just dried up.
Is that why some of the portals don't work?
Yeah, they're starting to fade out too, one by one. Well, I gotta get back home and do some damage control. Come visit anytime you like.
Why do I keep Let's Playing games that require me to subtitle them? It all just amounts to more work in editing. But yeah, so the first game is all about implicit storytelling and the raw Spyro experience. The second game is more about, you know, character-driven storytelling and, like, enclosed narratives within worlds. This one's more like insular storytelling and varied gameplay. So once per homeworld, we have a friend level where we don't play as Spyro. We're not going to deal with that just yet. We also have, well, there are some repeating patterns in every homeworld. There's a task for Sparks in every homeworld. We have, I believe, 4 main portals, a friend portal, obviously, a boss, understandably, and also, well, there's something else. We'll see that in due course. In the next episode of Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, and I have thoughts to think about that title as well, we're going to head into Cloud Spires. As I said, it's my favourite level in the game, but that doesn't mean that the game peaks too soon. But it makes sense that we should go here first? Well, it doesn't actually. We've freed Sheila now, and that's an important step in a process. It'll all become clear in due course, and when I resume playing, I think my thoughts will be a bit more organised than they are at the moment. I'm just so happy to be playing this game all of a sudden, but for now I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons if I didn't say that already, and next time we'll head into Cloud Spires, have a fantastic time, and just... Whoa, Spyro!